Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm just back with some more daily numerology. Today is March 28th, 2023. In our inner world, we have a 28 that reduces down to a 1. In our outer world, we have a 20 that reduces down to a 2. All right. So, we came out of yesterday, right, in this idea of being able to use our wisdom to help fuel inspiration and creation. It was our wisdom of the 9 because we had patience through our self-reflection and our seeking answer to allow us to get into this sense of wisdom. And then that wisdom really helped create, inspire, and spark an idea or even a new business or birth something, right? So coming out of that energy yesterday, that energy is going to flow into today as we enter into this 1, right? So through that wisdom and that birth, whatever came out from, whatever birthed from your wisdom is going to take a step forward today, okay? Now, in the 28, okay, the 2 is working through the 8. And in this particular situation and in this energy today, this is what it's saying, okay? Unusual and surprising events fall under this number. Okay? And the reason is because not the partnership, not the patience, which are all aspects of the 2, but the adaptation, the idea of adapting is also the number 2. And what happens is when we adapt and we go through the karma of the 8, on the other side of that it may result in, from the karma, unusual events and surprises. Now, whether they're good or whether they're bad, I don't want to say bad, whether they're beneficial or they present a challenge, let's say that, the energy today, whether they're surprising or unusual events, right? They could present a challenge or they could present a doorway, an opportunity, okay? Because they're unusual. It's a surprise. But that comes from you. That comes from how adaptable you were in the past cycle and that energy, working through the karma of the 8 to bring you the energy of that surprise or unusual event. And whether it's beneficial or whether it's challenging, again, all depends on you. That's the idea today. So now know if something comes in challenging, you're not bad. That's not the thing. It's just showing you the karma of how well you adapted to something. And maybe you didn't adapt well. And then because of that, some weird event happens today or something unusual happens, a surprise happens that is like a challenge. And you're like, okay, you know what I mean? But use the 1 to get through it. You know what I mean? Understand that the challenge of the lesson is there because it's teaching you that in the next cycle, going into this next cycle, that maybe paying more attention to how adaptable you are to the flow is going to actually aid in your cycle and aid in how things proceed in this cycle that we're entering into right now. Okay? And you will see as you connect to that idea that as you go through one cycle, it's going to affect the next cycle. You carry it with you. You carry the energy into it. So this 28 is what it's showing you today. So the potential, again, for something surprising or unusual to happen is really high today in the energy. And whether it's challenging or beneficial is really how you've adapted to the energy in the past cycle. But I don't want you to feel bad if something comes in. I don't want you to look at it that way. I just want you to see that it's showing you that the challenge came in because now you're learning the lesson and how to change your ability to adapt. Okay? And that is what this energy is about today. And if it is challenging, you know what I mean? Just like really try to look at it as a lesson. You know what I mean? You can adapt to your environment. You can adapt to the way that things are. Accepting the way that things are is a way of adapting. Knowing that the present circumstances exist and you in the moment is how it is. And accepting that is being adaptable. And when we're in that flow, you know what I mean? It fuels who we are. it changes our environment. Synchronicities come in, you know what I mean? And the adaptation really is a big player and a big part of learning how to flow as we form our dreams, because there's going to be challenges along the way. And maybe today is one of those challenges that comes in, but don't let it fall to you. Just remember that it's coming in to teach you, and that you're at the beginning of this new cycle. So you're able to really step off in a way, even if it is a challenging lesson, that you learn from it today and it helps you going forward. Okay. And then on the outside world, we have a 20 that reduces down to a 2. Okay. So in this reflection, the 2 is also about being, this 20 is about being adaptable. And what it's reflecting back on you is the idea that through a source connection, you have the ability to adapt. Okay. That's reflecting back on you today, also reminding you that you have that ability. That when you're connected, you understand that you're able to accept and adapt to your environment better because you're connected to source. And so that's reflecting back, just reminding you that if something challenging comes in today, that's just another reminder of learning the lesson of learning how to work on adapting. And if something beneficial comes in today, then good for, then it's amazing that you're in the flow. Okay. I just don't want you to think just because it's a challenge, you're still in the flow, but being in the flow means being aware of why that challenge is there. Okay. And being in the flow is also being aware of why whatever came through was beneficial. It's both sides. And that 20 on the outside is just reminding you of that connection to source and how it aids in that adaptation. Okay. We are emerging, right? We are emerging. And we're coming out of a 10-month right now. We're slowly easing out, and we're about to enter into an 11-month in the month of April. And there's a lot of energy with the 11, okay? A lot of energy. And I'm going to do a monthly report on that. But we're gliding from this new beginning, which came with its challenges, because something fresh and new is going to come with its stuff. Like, things are going to pop up because you've never done this before in this new beginning. And so that's another reason that these challenges come up. Okay. But with this 20 on the outside, reflecting back on this, like, surprising and unusual events happening today, and how they come through depends on how you've adapted. Remember that your power comes from trusting, self-accepting, listening, having intention. That's how we stay in the flow. And this allows our truth and our integrity to emerge. And again, just like the synchronicity allows the signs to come in and lets us know that we're walking on a path of manifestation as those signs and synchronicities come in. All of that, what I just said, is a reflection of the 20 adapting through a connection, reflecting back on you. Everything I just said. So use that reflection to help if a challenging situation arises today, which is going to come out of, it's going to be a bit of a shock, surprise, or just unusual. Like, that was weird. But know that, all of those things aid in either keeping you in the flow, or just learning that you're going to work on being more adaptable as we come into this new cycle, which aids in you moving forward into your dreams. That's what I have to say today. So I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday, and just know that, any situation that arises surprisingly, even at the end of it, even if it's challenging, even if it's just beneficial and not challenging, they're both going to benefit you going forward. That's all what's going to happen in those surprise and unusual events today. So look at them from that perspective. It'll help you in the flow, and it'll allow you to adapt. You know what I mean? Because the energy is telling you that you have all the power to do so. I hope you guys, again, have an amazing Tuesday, and I hope you get through it. And like, comment, whatever you want to do, all up to you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.